Well, hello. How is everybody? Uh, so, hey, it's weird that I do a stream 2 days in a row. Pretty weird. But yeah, how's everybody? Today we are doing what I'll be trying to do this month, which is short streams that take like an hour or so to make quick edits and then like disappear into the night. I don't know, something like that. I still don't have like a schedule or anything for them. I'm just gonna do them when I got the time. I'll just drop in for an hour and do a quick stream. So yes, how is everybody? And what are we doing today then? I'll just jump straight in. We are doing an edit based on a Bog Body. So what is a Bog Body? It is, we actually discussed it yesterday, but I'll be going through it again. So Bog Body is a dead body that fell into a peat bog and basically got like super well preserved. So you got like remains from thousands of years ago that really appear. Like you got soft tissues, you got internal organs, you got clothing. It's crazy. Look at this lady here. Clothing, or lady, or got clothing. Type an X. Thank you for that follow. So yes, it's like a special chemical process. They basically get naturally mummified, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's a very fun concept, and this is for Irrevember. I made a little command here, so I don't have to explain what Irrevember is every 10 seconds. That is what we're following today. We are following this list of prompts, and this is the second one, which is called Bog Body at the Salt Dome Excavation. So I don't know exactly if I'll follow the second part of it, like the Salt Dome part, but we'll see. Hey Flug, hope you're doing well. So, pictures we got the one I showed you here, which is a Bog Body, and it's the best one I found. That was public domain. This one's pretty decent as well. We might use it depending on the base picture we got, but this one is just very high quality. Love your art since I found it. I'm so glad I can catch a stream. Well, welcome. Great to have you here. So, this is a Bog Body. This is another one. We don't know which one we'll use. And we need to find another picture. So I've been looking for different pictures, which is one of the reasons the stream was slightly late, or later than I would have wanted. I was looking for like excavations, quarries, things like that. I still haven't found like a perfect one, but I need what I would like. So the image I got in my head is people kind of like excavating rock, and in the middle of this rock, like this giant Bog Body, like preserved corpse, is standing there like a fossil. Like you're digging through incredibly old rock, and suddenly you find this sort of preserved human fossil. I'm working on some Irrevember art right now. That's great. I'm glad people are taking on the challenge. So if you don't know, and if you'd like to participate or are participating in Irrevember, we got like a little parallel challenge going on in the Discord, which a link is in chat right now, and you can check that out. You can upload your stuff there, or link your social media. When you put it on social media, you can just link it there. And yeah, there's gonna be like little awards, and it's just for fun, nothing like too important, but you know, it's fun. So I really like these quarry pictures. There's a few ones. There's this one as well. I like the old equipment, and I don't know, it's cool. So we got a few more here. Let's give it a check. So let me check my sound. So, there's not a lot. but we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These two are, I think those are the same. Yeah, it's just 3 pictures. They're just repeated. Kinda like this one the best, I think. Oh, this one is very good. Yeah, okay, I think I like this one the best. Dinesh, thank you for the follow. Okay, Library of Congress, that is great news. I love the Library of Congress, great pictures. By the way, I mean, yesterday, if you saw yesterday's stream, we also did an e-remember thing, but it was more of a, like, it's Sunday, so I'm chill, I got all the time in the world. So I wasn't like, trying to set a time limit for myself, and I'm not here, I'm not trying to set like a very strict time limit either, but I'm trying to get them done, if possible, like within an hour or an hour and a half or something like that. And that's why I'm trying to choose ideas that are fairly easy to execute. I'm not gonna go for super complex stuff unless I'm like really feeling it. So, Kai Sense, thank you for that follow. You're having an idea, you're writing, hell yeah. Can't wait to see what you do. Okay, we're waiting for this picture to download. It'll take a second because it's a very large TIFF I'm downloading, 155 megabytes, 54. So yeah, these usually take a little while to download. Yeah, I was excited about this prompt. I think the idea of a Bog Body is very cool, so it's a great base to kind of think of something creepy. Probably not what most people expect, and that's even better. Anyway, did you guys see the homunculus I did? Hold on. So I don't know if you missed or yesterday's stream. I was gonna say last week, but it was yesterday. If you missed yesterday's stream, this is what we did. Oh, and there's the there. You can see the mask I was wearing. I'm kind of covering it with my head. I should maybe put it a little bit more to the side so you guys can see it. Will it be a giant bog body? Basically, that's my idea. So this is the homunculi we did yesterday. They did really well. I think it's the kind of post that I do that does really well when people like kind of feel like it's sort of believable. I'm not going like too much into fantasy stuff. Like sometimes those do well as well, but yeah, the things that tend to blow up are the ones that feel sort of believable. So I think this one sort of fit that bill. So okay, is this downloaded? Still not. The veins make it. That was the last minute edition. I don't know who talked about it in chat, but someone said let's put veins. And I'm like, yeah, that's perfect. That's actually perfect. Okay, that is nearly done. Seeing the bar progress. Yeah, if you got any e-remember stuff, go to the Discord and post it, because I want to see it. Or if you're planning on making anything. Also, if you're planning on making anything but like don't have time or have a very specific skill set that maybe doesn't fit exactly what you need, like go to the Discord, go to the e-remember discussion zone and just ask people like, oh, is there someone here who can do a photo or who can draw something, and like pair up and do something together, do a little collaboration. It's great. It's like half the point of me like organizing this little thing. So okay, this is finally downloaded. Let's go. What a slow picture to download. I hope it's high quality. Oh boy, it's even taking time to load into Photoshop. Okay, so we got our quarry picture, we got our body picture, and we're ready to go. So I'm gonna cut it right there. I'm gonna crop the image. I'm not gonna go for a very like consistent. I'm gonna try to go for like a very consistent style of like a specific crop or size, which I tend to do when I do a series or something. I tend to at least attempt to be consistent. Oh god, that is annoying. But in this case, it's not like a series, it's just a loose connection of thematically different edits, so we can do whatever. Okay, so we got our rocks, we got our body. Have you ever tried sculpting or camera mapping? What is camera mapping? But if you mean like 3D stuff, sculpting, I have very basic notions, but nothing like I can really use. But at some point, I'm planning on like giving it a good try and learning some Blender and getting into it. Okay, we are going to do. Okay, we're going to cut using channels. Doesn't matter here. I'm just gonna go here, do levels. There we go. Now instead of directly selecting, I might do a magic wall or something. Okay, needs to be contiguous. There we go. We got some stuff to fix, but that'll do nicely for a first attempt at a cut. Now there are some areas that I don't really like though. Yeah, I was thinking it was going to be easier to cut using channels, but it might actually be more of a hassle. Let's see if Photoshop can take this one. You can probably do. Yeah, good, fairly good. It's better than the other option, so I'll take it. It's an easy cut. There's so many ways of doing cuts that sometimes you gotta try a couple. What's the part that bothered me here? Okay, so this part has a highlight on it, and pretty much any method I use will assume it's part of the background, but it's not. It is just their robot eyes being deceived. Okay, that's a fairly good cut. Way to go. That looks very good. Projecting a picture in a raw 3D model so you can... Oh, no, I've never tried that. That would be fun though. Okay, next thing we're doing here is some levels to fit it to the levels in the picture. So as you can see, the body here, if you go to the dark areas, it's like not pure black, but it's way darker than the dark areas here. If we go to like the edges and stuff. But we want to make it more or less as dark as this area, because that's where we're gonna project the guy. So also, like, how cool is this? Like, super old body where you can literally see the soft tissues. How crazy is that? Okay, so we're doing a levels adjustment, and oh, before we do that, let me give it. We go and try to find dark spots here. So this would be a dark spot. It would be 59. And let me try to find a bright spot. 223. 59, 223. We'll just put it here. See? Isn't that magic? It's beautiful, isn't it? Now it fits our quarry so well. I think that's how I'm gonna place him, because I kind of like how the head rests on these rocks here. It feels like an ancient tomb, perhaps. Isn't it cool? Okay. So we can keep messing with the levels here, but since we have this already set, anything we change will be within those bounds, so it'll still look good. So I want it to be mostly white to kind of blend in, but I don't want it to be too bright, because then, like, you look at it. I'm looking at the little preview here, and you don't see it. It's not visible on first glance. So I still want it to be fairly noticeable. This is 1.0. This is where we left from. I probably want it to be fairly darker than the background without going too hard on it. Top 32. Thanks for that follow. As you can see, these are meant to be quick edits, and that is why I choose these specific subject matters, because I know it's things that I'm going to be able to clear out fairly easily. So I like the head resting here. The part that bothers me more is the feet. So you can, if you see this rock wall here, it would be a nice opportunity to sort of hide a lot of the legs behind it, so we don't really have to worry about them. So I don't know how big to make it. Just enough so at least a good chunk of it is covered. So here we're gonna go and do little selection of just this rock face. Let's refine it a bit. Okay, that's fairly decent. So now we can use this as a mask on a group. Now the legs will go behind, so we can still move this around, and well, we need to expand that, obviously. So we can still move this around and it'll go behind the rocks, which is pretty good. Okay, so that is one problem covered. Here's another though. Where is the body sitting? It has like no surface beneath it. I feel like we need to make at least some surface come out. So pop this out a little bit. So in essence, we're making a tomb for this giant bog body found in some quarry. I don't know, I think that's pretty cool. Also, you know, there's... I've said this several times, you might have heard me say this before, but one of the most fun types of like Photoshop hoaxes you find on the internet are giant body, like giant dead body found in some excavation. There are so many of them, and if you've been a long time stream viewer, you might remember that we once managed to track down a lot of these Photoshop edits back to God, what's the name of that website? Like something 100. Well, a website that used to do Photoshop contests, like based on themes, and a lot of those ended up years down the line becoming like, oh, conspiracy images, like giants found, that kind of thing. So this is kind of an homage to that. I'm just taking that concept, running with it. Okay, I don't have a lot more to do here. We have a sort of bed for our fellow here. Okay. Worth 1,000. Exactly 1,000. I was thinking 100. Yeah, that's where a lot of these come from. Thank you, Helio. Now we're creating a shadow. Yeah, depending on how quickly we finish this, I want to go to worth 1,000 and track down the old, those old contests, so I can show you some context for it. Or if you know them, drop the links in chat so we can check them out. Okay, I'm also putting some shadow. Okay, let's do something actually. These levels 59, 223. 59 and 223. Remember that? I'm actually going to put it as an external levels layer. So 59, 223. Okay. So that any shadows and stuff we paint on it will also be affected by that. I could recall the look of the logo before the name. Yeah, I mean, that website inadvertently created so many Photoshop hoaxes. I wonder if they know the people that did a lot of them. I don't know how big or how strong to make the shadow. I guess there are some stock shadows that are actually darker than... Yeah, so I think we can actually... So we had 59 here. We could actually push that somewhat to 37. And that would still make sense within the image, like compared to this. Oh, actually, that's part of the body. Compared to some of the shadows on the rocks, though that is like a very extreme shadow that we only find in some places. So we gotta make sure that 37 is only really appearing in some, like the very tips, the edges. Hello, Jagger. The Brazilian has arrived. Welcome. Also, everything might be easier if I just do a quick little trick. I actually increase the contrast over the base layer a little bit. It's a bit more interesting. Got a bit more depth to it. It was very low contrast, the one we were using. Okay, so I'm gonna go here. It's not the darkest shadow, but it is still 37, funnily enough. It is 227. So we're more or less still correct. Well, I'm not drawing really. Not doing a lot of drawing in this stream. No, or in general. So this is a Bog Body, which is a special type of body that is preserved in like tar pits and reappears thousands of years later, like in really good conservation state. And the prompt for this was Bog Body at the salt dome excavation. It is not a salt dome, but close enough. It is a quarry. So the idea we're running with is this quarry kind of uncovers this giant grave with a perfectly mummified body inside. When people want to preserve things in a jar, what do you use? Formaldehyde? Yeah, exactly, formaldehyde. Giant mummy of sorts. It's not a mummy in the terms we usually think of, because it's bog bodies are not like artificially mummified. They are naturally mummified by these processes in the tar pits. So in a way, it is a mummy. Yes. Like in the strict sense, but it's not like what we usually think of when thinking of mummies. Not feeling this shadow very much. I don't know if it's too soft. I don't know if we need maybe a harsher shadow. I'm painting with a harsh color like this, and just like painting it pure black. It's not coming out black because of the levels layer, but get the idea. And then we'll just reduce the opacity of the whole layer. See what that gives. If a stronger shadow here might be the solution. Try to go around the blocks like these. Here we got the arm, doing more of a shadow. Okay, let's hope this actually does something. Don't like some of the shape of it. A dinosaur corpse that was 100% preserved. I love that. I love when they find soft tissues in dinosaurs. That is always exciting. So I bet it's a similar process to this human body. Actually, I just noticed they have a rope Maybe some power clothing. Maybe some cruel form of execution. Interesting. And terrifying. Virus Mad. Thanks for that, fellow. Okay, so I'm also doing a soft light layer. You guys know I like to use soft light a lot. Monstro. Thanks for that follow. And Dan. Thank you, everybody. Hello. Welcome in. We are doing a giant bog body. Which is not really found in a bug in this case. Well, Alvaro. Thank you. Welcome. So we're now trying to figure out the shadow, mostly. Also, there's a mosquito that's trying to fly. It's on the mic right now, which means I can't get it without causing huge noise to you guys. Nearly got it. That's fine. Get it next time. Recreation of Attack on Titan. Not related. It's the real world, but fair enough. Yeah, I'm still working on the shadows, no worries. Love the art, really happy to see. Thank you, welcome. Hope you enjoy seeing me ramble on about bog bodies or whatever the theme of the day is. Okay, let's see. Maybe I'm approaching the shadows in the wrong way. Maybe I gotta rethink where the light is coming from here. It's hard. It's an overcast day, so it's very hard on overcast scenes to know where the lighting is coming from. You gotta take it from like little contextual clues and this guy. Like it seems to be coming mostly from the right. Yeah. So I was thinking it was more overhead, and that was what was tripping me up, I think. I was thinking it was coming directly from up there, and it was actually, oh, my hand is mirrored, so it was actually coming like this. That makes sense. So that was what it was tripping me up. Okay, let's give this shadow another try. Let's start from scratch, because that might be easier, to be honest. I'm gonna start with soft light just on the body itself. It's fun because it nearly blends into the stone in a fun way. Makes it feel like it's sort of incorporated into it. Can this guy name be Carlos? You know, I like a bold request like that out of the blue. So yeah, his name is Carlos now. And the more serious the voice you say it in, the better. Carlos. Before I forget, let me try and... recover these. There we go. Trying to recover these ropes. It's a bit hard. Let's see. We're recovering somewhat. Oh, thanks for the save reminder. And thanks Nujala again. Thank you. You gotta speak in bold when you say his name. it's posted. I wrote something. Nice. I'll give it a check later, Sarah. Uh, 100% shadow multiply. Render with the path blur with the trick. I don't know the path blur. I like to do that manually and just paint it. It's more time consuming, but it tends to do the trick better. Also, I like to use overlay and soft light to paint shadows. Combined sometimes with normal or multiply or screen, but I feel like it gives it a very nice, a more natural feel in general. Not to say it's a better approach. These kinds of things in Photoshop, you know how it is. Comes down to personal choice most of the time. There we go. That might be because of the brush I was using. I should use that like 2 pixel brush. Get another pass with that. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, we got the ropes. Are there any other roads? Because that's the kind of thing I forget about. I think that's the only ones I cover over the body. Dinner time. Enjoy your meal. Bon appétit. Yeah, I mean, it's Photoshop. There are usually around 1 million different approaches. Bone Torch, what a great name. Thanks for that follow. So here, this body's light comes from overhead a bit more. So I'm trying to sort of skew that so it looks a little bit more like the light is coming from the right. So it's not a super strong effect that I want to make. It's a soft thing because the lighting is like the lighting you'd get from an overcast day, so it's not gonna be dramatic in any way. So always gotta be careful not to overdo it. Is that into you run into another whole sort of problems. I think it looks good in most of the picture. Okay, the back of the legs here should probably be the part that is more in shadow. Like, still not like entirely, but especially this small corner areas would probably be the ones that would be affected the most. And of course we still haven't done the shadow in the background, but we'll get to it soon enough. We're going for 44 minutes and we're getting there, so we're still good on time. I think we'll have time to check some old school, and with old school I mean like 2005 giant edits that in no small way inspired this. So this is just gonna call it cables because it's a blob. It's gonna be hard to notice what it is. This is gonna be shadow. Okay. Sylvester Stallone. I mean, I don't see the resemblance. I don't know. Maybe? What do you guys think? Do you agree this looks like Sylvester Stallone? I sped down the... Don't! Please! Be careful. You drive safe. Oh, I need to put this inside the group actually. There we go. Nope. There we go. That'll only allow the shadows to be as dark as the shadows in the background, which will make our job easier. Also, in this group here, I want to add a little annoying corner, because it's a bit annoying to just have to paint over all the time. Also, that mosquito got on my hand. What a bother. Okay. Did I do? It on? There we go. Then I can paint a shadow without worrying. Well, the edge is not perfect, but we'll get to it. Happy to be here on a weekday. Same. I mean, I haven't done weekday streams in a while, so I thought this would be a good opportunity. By the way, context for people who are getting into right now. I'm doing the E-Revember challenge. Note it down in chat. If you want to know what it is, it's a 30-day challenge. Grahambitious, thank you for that follow. So it's this 30-day challenge I'm doing, and I figured it would be a good time to set up some semi-regular streams during the week. They're not going to have like a very regular planned structure. It's just sort of going to be like whenever I got time, like I just go quickly make a stream. An hour or so long. That's the plan for now, at least. So yeah, you guys will get a lot more streams this month. If I can keep this up, of course. I probably won't be able to do all the all the prompts. Or like not even a big chunk of them, but still. It'll likely be some time before it sees the light of day. That's good, like take your time. It's not about stressing. Okay, where else would we get shadows from the man here? Also, maybe just to make the edges a bit more interesting, I should actually clip some of these rocks here in front of his face to make it look like it's resting on this pillow of sorts. Kind of a jagged pillow, but you know. Not like tombs are made to be comfortable. Okay, same thing here. I wonder if I should get this larger rock as well. Also, how's the post-Halloween blues going? Are you guys missing it already? Are you missing the spooky season? It's spooky season all year if you want it to be, so... Never let them tell you. Okay, there's some smoke right over here. I was actually kind of glossing over that. So... I could do this several different ways. I could just... do this. Let the smoke spill over. It's pretty dense, so I think it could work. It also helps the edge a ton, to be honest. It's great to have little atmospheric effects, because They help hide errors so much. Smoke is my friend. You're cold, they're cold, bring them in. Exactly, like imagine the guy just lying there for eons underground. It has to be pretty cold, I imagine. Now look, just clipping some rocks around the edge does so damn much. So if you want to do Photoshop, just remember that hiding your own Photoshop is about 50% of your work. Never forget that. So we got this bone sticking out. What should we do about it? Should we... It's kind of weird. So I'm considering even just masking it out entirely. Kitchen streamer. Play the first scary game ever. I'll believe that. Usually Pokemon streamer. If I had time, I'd stream more games. But you know, as is, we get. If you guys gonna get weekly streams, I feel like that's enough for now. Okay, how do you feel about the arm? Disregard the rest, just the arm here. Should we keep it or should we leave it? Because it's kind of just sticking out in a weird way. I don't feel like it's touching the wall behind, and I don't think we could make it feel like that, so it sort of feels like it's sticking up into the... I've been here in a while, but it's looking sick. Thank you, Bastard. We're doing this series of one-day edits, so it's just like a little one-off thing. Instead of my Photoshop skills was when I made profile pics and banners. Well, that's still like useful to know that level of Photoshop. It's pretty useful. Carlos, can you turn to sleep right here? Too much information. You're right, you're right. Let's eat that arm away. Okay. So now I'm just gonna zoom out. We're gonna look at the big picture. I want to play with the levels because I want to get it to a point where the body is sort of pops out from the background in a way. That skin and bone texture, that is literally just the Bog Body. This is the, just to show you, this is the original picture. So like we could make it very bright, but that wouldn't really fit. I kind of like this. Before and after. Maybe not like in terms of realism exactly, but in terms of making it pop from the background. I think that works. I think the legs might be a bit too much though, so I'm just gonna go to the mask here. And it's gonna reduce some of those shadows. Are you on your phone, Sarah? What about the upper edge? I know it's a real one, like I know it literally looks like this, but it's sort of, maybe it would be because we removed the arm. It feels fake-ish. It feels like we should maybe come in with a brush and maybe shave a little bit off of it. Yeah, I think that's a bit better. It's details at this point though. Like this is not really the stuff that matters. I think the stuff that matters right now at 56 minutes of stream, well, remove 5, is that we sign this and then that we do final adjustments. How should we sign this one? I feel like, I don't know, there's like poles, we could scratch it on the poles or something, but a bit too visible. We do have, here in the corner, we already have an inscription, so we could just scribble it here. It would fit. I'm feeling good about it overall. Yeah, I like to flip things to sort of see if I messed up anywhere. Sometimes I even like turn it around because it helps you like just break down the way you were seeing it and see it from a different perspective. In this case, I think we're all good. We can rotate it back. Okay, a signature. I feel like here. Just take a fountain pen, take some whites, and you know, try to go for this. So maybe something a little bit handwritten. See, I want it to feel more like not like a pen, but like a marker or something. It's like broad strokes that finish in a little bulb. Something like this. This is a little signature. Fits into the original image, so I think we're good. Okay. Into the camera raw, and I'm gonna try to kill a mosquito. See if I can get it. It's not on camera, so you'll have to trust me, and I didn't get it. Shame. So now it's been the part of the stream where we play around with exposures, contrast, etc. and try to make the image look a little bit more interesting. Okay. In terms of detail, might give it all a little bit of sharpening. No, actually, that doesn't do well with the body. I might actually have to sharpen the background below it though, or just blur the body a touch. We'll give it a look later. We can just give it a nice grain all over and equalize everything in that grain. That does wonders. Moving a little bit of detail to unsharpen this enough to match the rest. And it just, the grain gives it all like a layer on top of it that makes everything below it feel more integrated. It's great. You guys know I love grain. No secret. So, classic vignette. Doesn't do much, but it focuses our attention on the important part, which is the big dead body in there. So I'm gonna go with a very tight vignettes and reduce it to a point where it can't really be seen. You don't know that it wasn't there before. And I'm gonna spare the highlights, which should keep our signature out of it. Hey Ziel, or Zeal. How are you doing? I like zooming out, I like seeing my picture in a very small size. Because it gives you a wholly different view of it. It's like flipping, it helps. How are we feeling about this? Do they still feel like two different pictures, or do they already like congeal into one? Which is the idea that we're trying to do. Hey, welcome back, sir. We have signed it. I think we've done all the main steps. That girl cat dad, thank you for the follow. Feels like the body was painted on it. And we need to go down and keep working on it. Let me see, I'm gonna do another levels maybe. And just play around with this one-sider. And we'll try to get it to a point where it feels integrated. And just since this is a separate layer, the point is that I can bring back any specific shadows that I feel like should be stronger, like any contact with the stone itself, like sharp corners and stuff. I mean, there's no color here, so it's black and white. Rizzy, thank you for the follow. Utanabe's take on Mountains of Madness. It's grayscale. I mean, there are no colors really. They're just shades of grey. Unless you call grey a color, which is a whole different kind of worms. Accidentally broken wall on Earth in it. I mean, this is not within our time frame. Just want to make a quick edit so that is not something if we had more time today, maybe, but for the purposes of the stream, that would get out of scale pretty quick, I think. Yeah, these days we're just doing quick edits, like something I can get done in no less than 2 hours. Okay, let's give it a look. I feel like it feels more integrated now. Like the body is closer to the rest. I do feel like they're getting mixed up here though. That we maybe need a little bit of contrast to set the body apart from the rest. Let's see, I might go to the shadow layer. I'll do a different one, just so I can edit it independently. Ryan River, thanks for that, fellow. Feel too realistic, but I think just painting this block slightly darker, it can help us give it some contrast with the body. Set it apart a little bit. I don't think it's too noticeable either, so I think we're good. No, but I'd like the head to pop out. Like, I don't want it to fuse into the rock too much, because then it'll be like hard to notice the body itself. So that's why I keep zooming out and just looking at it at a very small size, because that helps me see if the body is visible at a first glance. I think the human mind is pretty good at noticing human shapes, so that helps us. That definitely helps us. Yeah, it's like Sora said. I think it should help attract the viewer's eyes. And that's something I always struggle in. One of the main struggles of photo editing is like realism against like more artistic aspect of it. So on the one hand, you want to have an interesting composition, cool colors, nice values, whatever, all that stuff. But on the other hand, you want to make it feel like it was really shot in the time period and shot by a real person without huge artistic training. So it's always a hard balance between realism. This feels too straight. I'm cutting a lot of the body, but I'd feel like since we removed the arm, it felt like too weird around there. It feels like we're moving it from laying on its side to laying face up, well, with the body facing up. So we need to like change some of the shapes. Brain sometimes see something real and think it's fake. Yeah, that's true. That is true as well. Doing Photoshop is in a big part. It's in a big part fighting against brains and against instincts, trying to trick them. It's all trickery. You could call me a trickster. Okay, I feel like the body is a little bit better now. You can call me a trickster, exactly. That is me. I'm gonna try it with the same smart filters as the last one, and we'll compare. See if we messed up. I feel like when cutting the body, we just did, we may have removed a lot of the light that was on it. Which is now annoying me a bit. The Photoshop trickster. Yeah, that's a good name. A good epithet. Is that how you pronounce that word? Okay, that looks better now. I'm also gonna slightly, ever so slightly blur the body. Because there's a lot of details that I'm not really vibing with, that feel like a bit too sharp. So maybe like 0.5. Alrighty. Let's hope that looks good. In the same smart filters. Just comparing it to earlier versions. And that's the first version. Yeah, it feels more integrated. So yes, I think that should do it. This quick edit. This is nice. It's been an hour and 5 minutes and we got this done. So It's more or less the rhythm I want to try and keep during the month. Obviously not all edits are going to be similar. Every edit is a whole different beast. Tomorrow's should hopefully be fairly easy as well. Most of the difficulty will be finding pictures. We have snapshots of I mean, maybe I can get you some if I deactivate some layers. So I mean, this one was the first like final edit we did. But then if we remove some of the levels layers, this is what it used to look like. So we're sort of going back in time here. This was originally where I put it, and obviously, like, if we didn't go as far as removing the levels, this was what it originally looked like. And from that, we got here. I feel like that's a pretty nice glow up. Okay, that's where we edit. So, yes, that is Bog Body at the Salt Dome excavation. That is the name of the prompt. I'll try to come up with a little story for it, like I did for the homunculi. Tomorrow is Tombstone Teeth, which is going to be a fun one, but fairly easy, I feel like. Again, the biggest thing is going to be finding images. And next day, so on Wednesday for the Thursday prompt, we're going to do artificial salvation test, which is going to require a bit more writing because it is going to be a UCR story. If you don't know what the UCR is, thanks to Sora yesterday I put up a little... Oh, maybe that doesn't work. Maybe it's... Well, I don't know. For some reason it doesn't work. But I'll put it together later. Yeah, it didn't get saved. How weird. Anyway, I used to have a UCR command that got deleted. No, I did add it later, but it didn't get saved for some reason. Weird, because the eRemember one got added. Well, it's fine, I'll do it tomorrow. So, that's for 2 days from now. Artificial salvation test. It's gonna be a fun one. There's gonna be a bit more writing. So yeah, those are the next few days. And I feel like before we leave, we should, like I promised. Hey Marina, you are getting here at the end of the stream. Unfortunately, these are gonna be very short streams. If you're wondering about this monthly challenge, you can read about it here. And so we did this giant, Marina. So you see it. This giant stuck in a rock formation that gets revealed as they do this quarry. But we were doing. Oh, we were looking for worth 1,000 giant skeleton. These are. So okay. These images have been shared around the internet for years. And see, that's a National Geographic article about them. So we got a few here. All these pictures of what looks like just like zoomed in excavations of dead bodies, of anthropological remains. Just zoomed in so the people look really tiny. This one has a gun. So all of these pictures you see here have been shared around the internet as hoaxes for years, and people really actually believing that they were giants walking on Earth. So this will hopefully let's see if I can find the worth 1000 thread. So design crowd, I think, is what used to be worth 1000. Yeah, there we go. So all these were made in contests for this website that used to exist. Now it's rebranded, it's a different thing, but it's still out there. We can see the... I guess they don't show the but there we go. They did a little contest like this. Archaeological anomalies. And a lot of people did. Well, a lot of Photoshop here you're gonna see is pretty amateurish, pretty cringy at times, but you know, keep in mind that it's mostly amateur people that are having fun. So, like, I mean, what is this? But some of them were slightly more convincing, and a lot of these were these giant edits. And let me see if I can find any. Apparently not here, but you can see some of these entries there. And this one is probably my favorite because it has been unironically shared by people. And if you look at it closely, let me find the specific entry. There's a lot of entries in this one. If you look at it closely, there's literally a PNG of a gun in there. Like, it's not even subtle. It looks semi-transparent still. Oh god. Bro Momentious. Thanks for that follow. And Spooky Wellma. Thank you as well. Twitter guy TM. That is me. So these hoaxes, I mean, I've always found them fun. I've seen them floating around the internet for a long time until I found like their origin. Obviously, most of these have not been shared as hoaxes because they're very obviously photoshopped, but some of them have like slipped through the cracks of this weird niche Photoshop art website into the real world where people are very gullible. So you're saying giants can't have guns? I mean, yeah, of course they can. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. So today we are making something similar. It's not cool. I hope it's a little bit better executed than most of those. That was a skeleton with a Run DMC album. Indeed. So I hope this is a slightly better executed version of a lot of these. Also, we're not using a skeleton. We're using something a bit more original in that sense. A Bog Body, which has it's a very like interesting type of like anthropological remain. It actually like preserves soft tissues in very interesting ways. So, you know, if you ever see this like 5-10 years from now, you see it in a weird website claiming that giants are real, you can tell them that it was me. Please do. I don't want my work to be taken out of context. I would take it as a... So it would be, if this ever happened in a hypothetical where this or any of my pictures end up in like actual conspiracy things, it would be both like very disappointing because it would mean that people are extremely gullible even though I put all the cards on the table and I make it very clear that I'm an artist. And two, it would sort of also be a badge of honor because it would mean like people have believed it enough for that. No, the body. With my signature here right in the corner. So there were some numbers here, so I decided to put it next to it. I didn't think this one like too hard. I just drew it there. But it's there. It's there, it's there. I always add it. See, it was behind my camera. That's why you can see it. When there's a writing on the picture, I usually take the opportunity and put my signature as well there. Because, you know, it's the easy way out. A chimpanzee with a hat. Oh god. I mean, to be honest, putting some sort of like watermark thing that makes it obviously photoshopped, would it even work if there's people that believe this skeleton with a gun, with a clearly visible gun, is real? Like, there's no hope for humanity. People believe this. Could giants still be working on Earth? Click to find out. Yo, is this an NFT? Making my own line of giant skeletons and NFTs, scamming everybody and leaving with all the money, while burning the rainforest in the process. That's how I would go. And then disappear, never make art again, because I would be banished from the art community. Please don't take this seriously. No NFTs, please. Someone shows NFTs in my chat, they're getting yoinked out of there. Teach people to check their images twice before sharing. Would be dans l'air du temps. I like to make it clear, like outside the main image I post with its little story, I like to make it very clear that it's all fiction, but some people like don't read that far or don't even like click on the profile to see what it is before asking, which is why I get, sadly, the poor independent fact checkers on the internet, like Snopes, like Fake History Hunter, Hoaxeye, that operate on Twitter. They sadly get tagged a lot in my pictures, and they all know about me, and I'm mutuals with some of them. Like, we just laugh about it at some point. It's like, yep, they tagged you again. I even got my interview on Snopes. I haven't shown that in a while. Hold on, I'll find you my interview with Snopes. I would like on my website. So a while ago, one of my pictures got quite viral, and let's see here, and they had to do a debunked article on it. So I got my false badge I proudly wear, and I actually contacted the writer of the article. And I was like, that you treated it nicely. That was nicely put, and we chatted a bit, and was like, oh, let's do an interview. So actually, I'll link it in chat if you guys want to read it. It's fairly long because it was like an hour-long interview that got broken down into an article. But we talked about like historical hoaxes. We talked about how to find hoaxes on the internet, how to detect fake images, a bit of what I do. I don't know. We talked about a bunch of things. It was very fun. Having to deal with, yo, is this an SCP? Yo, is this real? And now, yo, is this an NFT? No! That would kill me. I must admit, you got me for a minute with homunculi today, because I didn't see your name. Got you good. Yeah, this happens a lot, but I'm glad that at least I get comments saying, oh, you got me at first, but then I saw what you did, or recognize you. So I know that at least for most people, even though they might get like confused or fooled at first, they quickly find out. I know that it's like that for most people, but there's still some people that believe I'm trying to spread misinformation or hoax people or all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I got you then, Niall. I kind of got excited at first because it reminded me of this absolutely amazing museum that closed a few years ago. Oh, Dupuytren Museum. I know his the syndrome, Dupuytren syndrome. I don't know how to say it in English. I didn't know he had a museum in Paris. People tagging hoax science Snopes. I mean, to be fair, Snopes doesn't get tagged that often. They usually, like, the time they did an article on me, they found it on their own. I don't think people tag them. They might have, but they might have seen it on someone like Hoax High's page and then decided to do an article about it. I don't know. Don't know how they get their tips. They might have an anonymous tip thing, so maybe I didn't see it in the Twitter comments, but someone actually sent them the picture. Oh, it's Syndrome with the same name, Dupuytren. I don't know how to say it in English. But yeah, that is gonna do it for today. An hour and a half, pretty short stream, but we're gonna try to do them frequently, so it's gonna be like that for a month, I think. On Sundays I might be able to do a longer one, or on Saturdays, but yeah, obviously I'm not gonna be able to do every day, so don't think I'm gonna be here every day. I'm gonna try and be here most days if possible, but just for a short while like this. Museum of Pathological Anatomy, oh interesting. It's very closed. I would have liked to see it. But yeah, thank you everybody for this, being with me during this very quick edits, very quick stream. It's always a pleasure. Love to have you here. And yeah, everyone, you have a good night. I will see you tomorrow if all goes well.